Joe Bucher for Recon Boats. I'm a big fan of the 985 Recon in particular, and I'm going to take you for a walk through the boat. Been in this boat, you know, making a living out of this boat. This is my office for the last 6 years, and so I get to know it very well. You've seen it on television a lot, but I'll take you for a inside the boat, kind of take you for a little tour, and I'll show you kind of the way I set my boat up and why I really like the Recon 985 so much. Let's come on in and we'll show you around. For one, I guess the first thing that impressed me on a Recon 985 when I first saw the boat was right here. This is where I make a living. This is where I film my television shows. This deck is the finest casting deck in the industry as far as I'm concerned. And then when I first saw the Recon, I loved the whole boat layout, but the 985 was like, wow, this boat just spoke to me, and that's why I'm in a Recon, and that's why I'm specifically in a Recon 985. I love this casting deck up here, and it's not only a casting deck just for me. In fact, I'll hold it, my sonar up here, kind of put it in place, but you can see that there's ample room up here for 2 people to fish easily for bass, muskies, which is primarily what I do now on my television show. But for any species you want to fish for, just 2 people can come up here and fish on this deck easily. Now, if you turn around and just go in the opposite direction, when I have a guest in the boat, or in the case of my camera people, when I have camera people in the boat, this back casting deck, this back platform here, is equally good. And I love it, especially the way it's designed so that if you're a muskie guy, look at all the room here. You have the cast, figure 8, work your baits. As a bass fisherman, there's plenty of room here to flip cast under, you know, you can pitch cast, flip cast, bomb cast over big flats. It's just a dynamite setup here for that. And now you add a extended rear casting deck to the whole system like I have here, and it adds just another dimension to this whole thing. Plus the extended casting deck also adds a roofed platform in here for extra gear, and in case of whether you're an angler, or this is a great spot, by the way, for my camera guys, because they store a lot of their gear and batteries and stuff like that in this system right here. I'm going to just take you through this from square one. This first compartment here is a live well, and I also use it as a storage box. I will just plug the intake and outflow on my boat, and I will also use this as a storage. And I use this, actually, folks, I use this big live well / storage here for a storage unit more than I ever use it for a live well. And a lot of guys that are, you know, that don't tournament fish like I do, and are muskie guys and bass guys where we're doing immediate catch and release, I'm much more concerned with storage than I am with keeping fish alive, because I'm putting them back right away. So if you don't fish tournaments, or if you don't fish tournaments most of the time, you might want to consider setting your boat up this way, because plugging your inflow and outflow on your live wells gives you an incredible amount of storage space in the boat, just in this extra spot here. So this is storage for, you know, just about anything, and my camera guys love that. The next system up from it, the next door that we'll open here, is additional storage. And you know, you can see that my boat is actually, this boat is ready to fish. I'll show you when I show you the rest of the boat. You see, this boat is ready to fish. As you can see, this storage is empty. I leave this storage empty for guests and for my camera guys. When they come in, they start loading all their camera gear in here and setting things up. So this is kind of their spot. But this can take a lot of storage. And like all Recons, the storage is outstanding. By the way, one last thing before we move forward. One of the things you'll really like about Recon boats is this fantastic fit and finish. Every one of these storage containers, every one of these storage hatches, when you open these, you will see that the fit and finish is awesome. You see I'm moving my hands over here. You can see that I'm not picking up slivers and gouges and stuff. This is really great hand work. This is one of the things I love about Recon boats. I just love it that they fit and finish their boats so well. The other side's another storage. You know, back here is kind of your storage for batteries, kind of a utility storage system. Up here, really an identical storage of that one. And this is where I keep a lot of our rain gear, you know, PFDs, and you know, just weather gear for changing conditions. And moving up to here, you see that I'm a single console guy, but one of the beauties of Recon is that you can also, because of his modular console system, you can also make this a double console real easy, and a lot of people prefer that. I don't prefer the double console in my world of fishing because it restricts the camera angles. So we keep this open here. I also like the one console system too, because it's much more roomy for me to get around for fighting fish and releasing fish, and it's more roomy, what I'm getting at. On the captain's chair here, you'll see that the way I've got the boat set up, I've got my main information center for my Evinrude E-Tech G2. I've also got an in-dash Humminbird Helix 10 with side imaging, and it's also tied in with an identical unit up there that has side imaging, and I have a Minn Kota Altera trolling motor in the front, and all of it is functional and Bluetooth with iPilot, so that the systems all talk to each other. So anything I do here is also recorded up there, including when I want to stow or deploy my trolling motor. I can stow and deploy my trolling motor from right here. So I don't even use the control that Minn Kota provides with the unit. I stow and deploy my trolling motor from right here to start or end any pass or drift pass or fishing pass we may do. Okay, moving forward. I think this is one of the things that really separates Recon, I think, from pretty much any other boat company in the industry. I think by far, absolutely by far, they have the best rod storage system in the industry. This rod storage system, as you can see, it takes a whole tackle store full of rods. It takes rods over 9 feet long. The 985 takes. There's 3 rods in these storage slots right here that are over 9 feet long. And one of the other things I think is interesting, well, you can see, I'll just pull one out, see how easy they go out, no matter where they are. See, this is a 9-foot rod right here, and it goes back in just as easily. This is John Johnson's design on this boat, and this specific boat is absolutely amazing. And because those tubes go all the way up in there, you're never going to get a rod leader or a guide or anything ever hung up on this with the system. It's easy in, easy out, easy access, and with the hydraulic doors, you can see it. It's really easy to handle. You can also store gear in here. I'm always throwing rain gear in here, extra tackle. In fact, you can see I had a little secret box of swim jigs sitting in there, so just in case I need them. Okay, so I keep my rods in here all the time. Moving forward, I want to point out one last thing before we go any further. One of the cool things about the 985 that also impresses me a lot is that there's no wasted space. There's no wasted storage space in this boat. It's pretty amazing. If you look at, there is a glove compartment right here. Okay, there's an identical one on the other side, right here. So when I catch a fish, for example, when it's time to land that muskie, okay, I can keep all of my gear right here, my gloves. You can use this for just about anything you want to, but I keep all my stuff in here. And then when I'm done with it, so when I'm going to land a fish for TV, I always know that stuff's right there. However, Recon also has these 2 tubular storage spots, which is great for licenses, keys, wallet, valuables. Waterproof tubular storage, both sides. Fantastic, really easy to get at, safe, dependable, awesome stuff. Moving forward, this is another live well right here. And again, because it's my boat, I don't use the live well for live well purposes. I use it for storage. And you can see I've got this thing loaded. Look at how much gear is just in this alone. Look at how much stuff is in here. I got a whole tackle storage just in this storage alone. This is a live well that I converted into storage. You can leave it as a live well if you'd like, but you can see how much room is in there. I mean, that thing is loaded to the top with crankbaits. Another one the same way. The 985, of course, the whole Recon boat series is kind of like this, folks, but this boat is a storage. This has such an efficient storage system. You're not going to believe how much stuff you can put in here. So I will keep. I'm sure you're the same way, but just so you know that I'm one of those guys that I cannot stand going, oh, I left it in my garage. Oh, I left it in my truck. I want it all in here. So no matter what the conditions, I can always get at what I need. And when you're filming TV shows, you know, there's a lot of times where I'll go out and I'll be musky fishing at one point. I might switch off and fish bass or walleyes or lake trout or something else at one point. I want it all in here so I can do that. This does that for me. All right, I'm not done though. There's more storage. There's actually more storage. Take a look on the other side. It's the same thing. It's more storage. Yeah, big baits. And again, more storage. You see, I haven't even got that filled up. And there's one storage box here that's still empty. This boat it's storage city. As we move back on the deck, a couple other things I wanted to point out. What's so nice about the way the deck is lined up is that at any moment I can trim. It's got a great, easy to use front panel system, but you can, with your foot, you can trim your engine up and down as well as your trolling motor when you're fishing shallow water. And the whole system here is really unique too, in the way John's got this set up. I really like something as silly as this right here, folks. Take a look at this. This little slot right here. You see this little slot hole here? A lot of people that design boats don't provide this little slot right here. Now, why is that slot cool? I think it's really cool because you can slide your long rods up in there, and when you're heading out, you don't have rods sticking out to the side. They're in here where they're safe and they won't get damaged. And when you need them, they're right there, easy. They're always protected. That's kind of cool. And of course, this little item right here is where you charge your batteries. And I guess one last thing I would point out with this boat that I think is kind of an overlooked thing is you can tell this boat, first of all, you can tell this boat is designed by a fisherman. The guy who designed this boat, John Johnson, is obviously a fisherman because it's laid out for an angler. But one of the things I think is really cool that a lot of people overlook is this right here. You look on both the front and the back of this boat. This protects the finish when you step in and step out of this boat. It's protected. It's awesome. It's awesome. So it really does protect the finish on the boat when you're stepping in and out of the boat at boat docks, and it just makes for a fantastic. It keeps the boat looking well. It keeps the boat. One of the things that I've noticed about Recons as we close this out, all the 985 Recons that I've used over 6 years, and it's 6 boats. I know the owners of every one of those boats. They're all happy. They all love their boats, and their boats still look like when I sold them to them. Their boats still look good 6 years, 5 years, 4 years later. They still look good because the boat is built well and it's designed to protect itself as well. It's a great boat. If you're looking for the ultimate fishing boat for 2 guys that can handle small, medium, and semi-large waters, I fish everything from 100-acre lakes to Lake of the Woods, which is almost 1 million acres. To me, the Recon 985 is the ultimate fishing boat. And before you go looking at anything else, see your local dealer, check out their website, reconboats.com, and just take a real close look at the Recon 985. And you'll be hard pressed to find a better boat anywhere. I know you won't find it because I've looked. And this is the best boat I've ever fished on.